Hi, I'm Rasheed Ogunlaru, coach, speaker, and author of The Gift of Inner Success and Soul Trader. And welcome to the December issue of Catch the Coach, your newsletter, your video for peace and fulfillment. And my theme for the last issue of this particular year, is peace, goodwill, and joy. Peace, goodwill, and joy. And then I'm also going to be sharing 3 tips to help you reflect, clear the decks, and look ahead. But let's zoom into this main theme of peace, goodwill, and joy. You know, often when we look around the world, we don't see much peace. We might see actually the opposite. We might see war, we might see discord, and so on. Often it can become overwhelming. It's important for us to remember that's not the whole picture, but often it can be very, very daunting. But I want to invite you, first of all, to come back to your own life. Are you caught up in battles? Are you caught up in a battle with yourself or with others? Often it happens. Now is the time for you to let go, to call a truce, to be at peace, perhaps first of all with yourself. Really accepting yourself as you are now. I was coaching somebody the other day and he was talking about, you know, all sorts of little things that he wasn't quite happy with. And I'd invited him to just see the magical person that he already was. So it's a case of you coming to peace with yourself, accepting yourself as you are. And the quickest tip is to embrace yourself as you are today. That might mean you might see what's all of the things that are there, not just the things that you spot. But who are else the people who it is that you need to be at peace with? Maybe there's friends, maybe there's family members, maybe there's colleagues, all sorts of things to let go of. And to wish people well. My big tip for that is just wishing everybody well. It might not be that you might not everybody want in your life, or maybe some of those people are no longer here, but wishing everybody well, it will energetically free you, nourish you, open up your mind and open up your heart to that peace and that goodwill. That leads us beautifully to goodwill. Goodwill is really about being open-minded. It is about being open-hearted. Goodwill. Sometimes we show up to everything with our own projection, isn't it, of how this is going to be, how that's going to be, how things were before we become what I used to call, in one of my videos you might have seen from many, many years ago, we're either historians, all of the things in the past, and this, and this, and this, and this, because of that, and that, and so we're still caught up in all of that. Or it is that we're fortune tellers, oh no, this is never going to happen, it's never going to happen, that's going to be like this is going to be like that, and so on. But actually, if we can just be present, gifted with the present, because we are gifted with the present. So if we can just pause and breathe, open up, become open-hearted, be still for a moment, become open-minded, and showing up with that goodwill. And again, it's about that wishing everybody well. Next up, joy. Joy, this time of the year, is synonymous for all those things, isn't it? Peace, goodwill, and joy. What are the things that bring you joy? Is it a time for joy? Maybe you're going to be about to enjoy time with friends, family members, loved ones, partner. And maybe it is that you're going to be doing some of the things that you're going to be, that you enjoy. Maybe you're going to some of those end of the years gathering and so on. So I'm really appreciating the gift of life and the gift that we have of the people, any of the people who it is that we might be lucky enough to have good and rich connections with joy. Or maybe it's going to be the time where you're going to be able to put your feet up, or to have that long soak in the bath if you're lucky enough, you know, or whatever it is. What are the things that you bring you joy? The old board games that you used to do as a kid, or seeing the lights and the colors, or whatever it might well be. If you're fortunate enough to have those things, it's really, really important to realize the things that it is that we're already in day-to-day life gifted with joy. And maybe the thing of starting off with the joy is just your own demeanor, how it is that you're showing up, lighting up from the inside out. And I just want to share then my 3 tips as we come toward the end of the year. And they are: reflect, clear the decks, and look ahead. So number 1, reflect. I want you to reflect back on your year. What have been the highlights personally? What have been the highlights for you in your work? Maybe write it down. Some of you may have seen my Soul Trader webinar for the end of the year. For those people who are their own boss. But for you, whether it is you're working, whether it is your own boss, whether you're in an organization, what have been the highlights? Give yourself credit. Oh my gosh, there's this, that would have been the highlights and achievements. What have been the challenges, personally and professionally? Again, write that down. You might think, oh my goodness, this was a really tough time. This is a tough time. This is a challenging time personally. You know, these are the challenges that have been going on in my family. What have been those challenges personally and professionally? And again, as you do that, what's been the learning for all this? Life is constantly teaching us lessons. The question is, what has been the learning? You don't want to leave the end of a year without capturing that learning. Every year is rich, steeped in it. So that's what we're doing. We're reflecting to take the richness and the learning. Now, clear the decks. And there might be all sorts of things that need to be done. You might think, oh my gosh, I need to do this at work and at home. And I've got all of these things to do before the festive season and before we break up or whatever, you're lucky enough to have time off. Okay, so pause. I want to invite you to think about, okay, what are the 2 or 3 things that need to be done, that have to be done personally at home perhaps, or at work? You know, what are those things that have to be done? And perhaps there are things that, yes, they need to be presently given your attention, but perhaps there are other things that you can park or postpone. Maybe there are even some things to let go of. And once you've done that in terms of clearing the decks, so it might be some things letting go, some things postponing, some things, putting into place. But also, I really highly recommend you have that clear out at home, you have that clear out of your desk or your office or the shop or the store, clearing out so that you've got that headspace, that physical space, and also that electronic space. So it might well be clearing the files, the emails, and so on, so that you can, again, enjoy more peace and clarity. And that leads us nicely to my final theme, which is looking ahead. What are there perhaps 2 or 3 things that you need to bear in mind that are going on for you now, personally? Or 2 or 3 things that are going on for you professionally that's going to need your attention in the new year. So just gently bring it to your attention, or you might want to gently write it down. Might not be something for tackling now, because it might be now is the time for that rest, relaxation, and so on. But perhaps just by gently being aware of it will mean that it's there in your consciousness, in the back of your mind. It might help you to come to peace with that, and then perhaps become more prepared to address that. So I just want to say thank you very much. Don't forget those themes of peace, goodwill, and joy. I want to send you so much of that peace, love, and goodwill. I will come back separately with a special end of year message as well. But I just want to thank you, and I want to wish you all the best. Please do feel free to join me for my monthly webinars, Soul Trader and Networking for Success. And also, if you are looking for a gift for this time of the year, did you know that the Gift of Inner Success celebrates its 15th anniversary this year? It was written, in fact, first of all, spoken as a stream of consciousness. You can buy the book on Amazon, and you can get the audio, that original audio talk, Stream of Consciousness, from me, from my website. So if you're looking for a gift for yourself or for someone you love, then you might want to enjoy that. And remember, you can also enjoy all sorts of talks and tools and goodies for me, 3 on my YouTube channel and so on. So there's something for everybody, whatever your pocket. I just want to send you lots of love and best wishes. Take good care. Bye-bye. Wishing you all the best for the end of the year, and see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.